the purpose of the call is to go over some of the strategies I've used to create job posts. Most of us here, we are freelancers, business owners. And one thing that comes into mind is, okay, how can we create job posts that first gets the attention of people and then converts them into paying clients? I've seen a lot of job posts out there that you guys will make, and then you get there's like you don't get any response. The best that post can get is getting one like. So the purpose of this call is to share some of what I've been doing for myself and what I've been what's some of the posts I've written for others I've done, like make it very easy as much as possible so that you guys can also do the same. And if I'm moving too fast, just tell me and just hit the chat that, hey Alex, you're going too fast, just slow down. I've been told I talk too fast, so if you feel like I'm talking too fast, just hit me up in the chat and I'll just slow down a little bit. So again, as you can see on the screen, you're writing banger posts for like fun and profit. And as you get to know some of the posts that I write, I do that because I want to split test. So I split test a lot on NHB, especially for the timing. So I'll be revealing some of the do's and don'ts of what happens, like the best time to post, the how to get engagement, and if you're just starting out, how can you get the attention of business owners? I've had a lot of people who have reached out who are just getting started in the field, have not landed any international clients yet, but they've worked with local clients, and we made a post for them in the beginning and they got traction. Then also for experienced freelancers or business owners, how to leverage your expertise, your experience to also reach the right audience. And I've got a little, I've got some bonuses on the end, so just stick with me till the end. And as I mentioned early on in my emails, the replays will be available to be for 47 US. So again, if you want that, I'll provide a link for that directly. But then, so since that's out of the way, introductions. If you don't know me, I'm Alex Humado and currently stay in West Africa, Ghana.
14.
And
Meter is 14.
1 second. Let me just mute. So please just mute yourself. All right. I tried muting everyone before coming in. If you can't hear me, just like drop off and then come in again so that we can take it from there. 1 second. So let me pin this. Awesome. There we go. So I've got some bonuses, gifts, like especially what to help you. And after we've gotten there, you know exactly how to, again, what happens after you've posted the content on NHB. I use NHB a lot because again it has about 20,000 members, and what I believe is NHB is like Fiverr but with 2 zeros. So yeah, Alan has created some really great he has created something great for freelancers and business owners alike. And instead of having someone pay you $5, now you can have the benchmark to be 500. And that's what a lot of people have been succeeding in. So before I get started, this is something that I wanted to know. It's something that most of the time you hear as like the emotional cycle of change. Most of you, when you get started doing something, you go through these stages. So it is 5. I shared this a while back with some of my private mentees. And one thing that I told them about is these 5 stages, everyone goes through them. Me, myself, I went through them. And once you start, let's say you started as a freelance copywriter for emails, and you've at first, in the beginning, you'll be at stage 1, uninformed optimism. And maybe you were just built up into the field, or someone introduced you into this freelancing world. You were very excited. You wanted to get a try at this. Maybe it was because of the money. And once you got started, you began to realize that, hey, there is a lot that goes into this. There's a lot of things I need to learn. There's a lot that 1 second. Open subtitles. Not sure where that is. You, I'm not sure where that is, to be honest. But I'll go as slow as possible. So once you get started in the field, again, you start getting through this process uninformed. Then at stage 2, you become informed pessimism. That's where things begins very hard. And most of you are currently in stage 2. You've started in the field, and now you're not able to land clients. Maybe you've landed some clients, they weren't able to bring you on retainer.
Oh my.
Man, 1 second.
Yes.
Please, can you anyone speaking, can you just mute? All right, so more captions. Awesome, thank you. Some more. No, it's not here for me. Maybe it was disabled when I started. We'll figure this thing out. No worries. So we have like stage 2, then we have stage 3. This is where like valley of despair. Now you've given up on everything, and again, this is where people start hearing about new opportunities, shining object syndrome. Then you start this process all over again. But the good news is this: when you stick from stage 1 to then stage 3, and then you get to stage 4, you begin to now understand and get clients. Then you start seeing that the momentum starts picking up, and as you continue to stick with it, then now stage 5, you've been successful. And one thing that you need to know is this: landing clients on Facebook is possible. I've seen a lot of people do it. I've seen people land clients from $500 to 1,000 to 2,000 to even sometimes 10,000 US on the NHB job board. That's like the one that I'm used to. But for any other, you guys are familiar with that. So once you get to stage 5, that's where like you are successful. Yeah, you don't even need to reach out to clients. Clients reach out to you. Oh man. No worries. All right. So anytime you start writing a post or you start in the process, one thing that you need to understand, okay, you need to in your post that you're going to write, you need to tell your clients that, hey, it's possible for you to get this result. Let's say you run Facebook ads for your clients. So you've done it multiple times. You can tell them, hey, you can do this at this price. We can do this at this amount. Most of these clients, these business owners, they've been banned before. They've been banned by a lot of freelancers. They've been banned by a lot of service providers, and you don't want to be one of them. So in your post, you want to make it very clear that, okay, it is possible for them to get the result that they are working and they're looking for. It is possible to so you need to make them believe that. Then you need to get them to believe you need to get them to believe that it has also worked for others. So here's where the question comes. So if you've not done this if you've not worked with someone before, the question that comes in is, okay, I don't have experience. How can I land clients? So I tell everyone that comes to me when they are just starting out, be very honest. You don't need to lie. I've seen some posts where someone straight up lied. On the post, they say that, hey, double your conversion, triple your conversions. And there's no proof to show that they've actually done this. And most of the things, business owners they can sense that you're lying from a mile away. So when you begin to lie about your experience, about your results, you will not get any traction at all. Believe you me, people will figure it out no matter what. So if you don't have results to show for it, please be upfront with that hey, Mr. Client, Miss Client, I don't have the experience, I don't have the results, but this is what I've been doing. I've invested into myself. I've gotten this coach. I've started handwriting copy. I've started like outreach. So be very upfront with them. And for those who are already experienced in the field, this is where you guys will really shine, since like you already have some results to show for it. And people love results. I'll show you exactly how to structure the post, but then this is just like introduction. Then the third one, you need to make them believe that it will work for them no matter what. Some of these business owners, they have the notion that if it has worked for an e-com client, it will not work for you. Maybe you specialize in helping e-com, but you want to dive into coaching. So you need to make them understand that, hey, maybe running ads for e-com is the same as running for coaching. So you need to make sure that you explain that into details. Again, I'll show you the step-by-step process, and at the end of the call, I'll do some, you guys can have, you see that I'll write some post live for you guys to also see as well. So get them to believe that it will work for them. And again, you're always trying to be relatable. You want to, that's why research into who you serve is very important. On Facebook, people love to be educated, entertained, and then informed. And if your post falls within these three things, you would be able to like crush it. You see examples very soon of posts that did this very well. So educated simply means that you're explaining your process, you're explaining what the problem is, and then you're explaining your situation. You don't need to go full or in writing paragraphs, maybe 2 pages. No. One thing that I've learned from Alan Sultanek is long form post is for like low emotional state, then short form post is for high emotional state, because they just want to get the steps, be done with it, and then they see if you're the right fit for them or not. There's a guy that I wrote, I reviewed his copy, and his was quite long, but the process, he wanted to explain his process. That post landed him a gig. He hadn't posted anything on NHB before, but he had the experience to back it up. So after the post, even the clients didn't even ask for like its portfolio. They just asked him how he was supposed to pay. He got paid upfront. I'll share who he is shortly in the post that made that happen. And there's this group on Facebook, right? So on Facebook, there's this group that people can get photo that's Photoshop, like they can get their post photoshopped, right? So in the post here, you can see that, hey, can someone remove the rails was on top of the Eiffel Tower? And here is an example of like entertainment. So if you watch the comments here, you can see that this post alone got a lot of I love going to these groups because I try to say, okay, what makes people take, like what is very humorous, what is funny, and then I try to incorporate that with some of the posts that I write. So if you watch here, you can see that someone just says, hey, you fall. Then someone also write that, hey, jump, but leave them. And you can see that these guys are not banned. That's like the purpose of the group. Dopamine hit is like very important for human beings, and everyone loves a good deal. So when you try to incorporate everything that you plan, maybe you're not someone who likes to give, like you're not very funny, you can go straight up logic. Again, people, we have emotions and logic, so you need to link these two things together to make your post work. Then the person who actually did the work for them is like where he got a lot of engagement. So if you see me in the NHB group, it's all about like helping other people. And you see that the more that you help people, the more impressions you are getting in the group, and the more you become best known. So maybe yours might not be in NHB, yours might be in a totally separate group. There are groups in there that people are always speaking. The best thing you can do is just land in that group and be as valuable as possible. And this guy who just did this, who did this work, and he did it very good, he will get clients from this simply by just doing this for free. You get people hitting him because look, he got about 14K likes, and that can just be done. Sometimes you can't get this from an ad straight up, but you can see exactly what he did here. And that was about 4 days ago. So it's very possible that anyone who loves to give, or maybe see an opportunity to help someone and give it out freely, it's possible that people will reach out to you eventually. And here's some of the posts that has worked for beginners. So I have this guy, Edidion David. So he reached out to me before he posted posts like this on the job board, like stating facts, stating logic. So he posted this, he got 2 likes, no clients. He was burning. He didn't know where he wanted to go. He didn't know how to land the clients. And when he reached out to me, we wrote out a post for him that after that he got like 34 likes, 19 comments, all because like we follow the same frameworks that I'll be sharing with you today. Then this guy that I talked to, I mentioned in the beginning, we posted this on Wednesday, right? So this is Chike, and Chike is it's an experienced copywriter in the space. He has studied with the Halbert, and one thing that he came up with was he was very like, okay, I have not posted anything on NHB. No one knows me in there. Can I still make a post for me to land clients? So he wrote a post in the beginning. I rewrote that for him, and then he added it to this. And within few minutes, he started getting people reaching out that, hey, they are sending DMs. And this is a guy who got someone to reach out to him that, hey, how can I pay? And it was very instant. So I'll share exactly how to do that. So that's what is going to bring us to the first one here. So the first one is a post I wrote recently on September 20th. And as you can see, we have about like, you can see here that I took this screenshot from desktop. So on desktop, you want to be very particular about the words that you are trying to tell people. So the headline, and so the headline, so you can see here, we have the headline, then the intro, like the lead. So when someone logs into Facebook, this is the first thing that they are going to see. And if your post, like what if written, doesn't really resonate with the person you're speaking with, they'll just scroll past. And you don't want to be that person. So how can you grab them in the beginning? How can you then let them continue to read? So here you can see that, hey, there's a 12 secret of email sequence that is passing in the dark alleys. And to be very truthful with you, this post, I wrote it in one day. I was at church one day, and then I got this idea of like about using this guy's face and the quotes that he made. So I remember that he mentioned something that, hey, you can achieve anything if you want, if you have a good team. And people have watched his video, so they already know who this guy was. So I just thought of, okay, how can I use this image in a post that I wrote? And that's why you see that most of the post followed a certain theme, like maybe a gangster kind of post. So one thing that I'll tell you is this, like, if you are trying to make your post funny, let it follow that theme throughout. Don't try to mix much. Okay, I'm making it funny, I'm making it logical, I'm making it emotional. It wouldn't work. Let it follow the same theme, and you know exactly how to do that very soon. So we have the first one there. We have the headline, then we have the lead, then the image. If you don't want to use an image of maybe something that you've seen out there, I'll share. You can use images of screenshots. You can use screenshots of like the amount of money you've made, like your result, like what you've been seeing. But then again, you've seen on the job board that some of these result posts don't even get any likes. So I'll show you exactly how to do that. Then the comment section is very important. So let's say you've made a post, right? And someone comments, don't just leave the post hanging. Go in and engage with them, because Facebook loves relationships. So once they see that you are engaging with people in the comments, then they push your post up there. So I'll break this down. I'll break this down exactly how I did it. So the first one here, I mentioned that, hey, there's a secret solve email sequence that is passing hands in dark alleys recently. That's crushing it for people, my clients included. And here's how you can have it deployed in your business. And the first thing that I did here immediately is, okay, telling them exactly what they are getting. So they are getting 12 email sequences. So they are getting 12 emails in a sequence. The grammar is a little bit off, but no worries. 12 emails in a sequence. So they know exactly what they are getting. And again, has it worked for myself or client? And I've said, hey, it's working for my client. And that's true. I've used this same email sequence, not for 1, 2, or 3, but for myself as well. And it has been very marvelous at converting clickers into leads. So again, you want the first headline to tell them exactly what they are getting. Then the lead here, I usually like to address the entire thing by, hey, NHB. Yours can be, maybe you like using informal language. Be yourself. I'll show you that, like, we'll get to that stage where I'll show you like the 5 commandments of like the job post. I'll tell you like exactly what it is. So here, once I address the entire board, I don't want to like call out the people like to call out, okay, hey coaches, hey agency owners. I don't love doing that. I just like to just address the entire job board, because one thing that I know is that even if the person is not on a job board, there's someone who will know my client, right? So it's a network effect. If your client is not on the NHB job board, have in mind that that person, there's someone in the job board that might know your client. So don't just call them out maybe coaches, just address the entire job board, but then try to speak as to one person. That's like the one-on-one of copywriting. And have in mind that you are speaking to one person and one person alone. Then the second sentence, okay, this 12 email sequence in question. So I'm now explaining this. And here, building the authority that, hey, I've not used it for just any client, but I've used it for, okay, 7-figure clients legally, because when I mentioned in the beginning here that dark alleyways, okay, did I get this by illegal means? So here I explain exactly why. So every word in copy, most of you guys here are copywriters and you understand why copy is important. So I don't need to explain that, but every single word that you are trying to relay to people has a meaning. So no matter what you are doing, don't just mix and match the sentence. Every single word has a role to play in copy. So that's something you need to understand. And it says, and no matter, and no, I didn't come up with the idea myself. So here, as I mentioned earlier, you need to be honest. I didn't come up with this. I know that I learned this from someone. My client sent me a link to the person who did this and they gave me the script. What I did, the thing that I did was I didn't just take what they shared with me, but then I included Alan's perfect launch formula to it, like Alan's the perfect launch formula from Alan in NHB Plus. So here again, I'm showing like proof elements, something you guys all know in copywriting. So here from this side on, I'm being myself as much as possible. Write as you speak and speak as you write. That's like something you need to understand. Don't try to be someone else. There are a lot of people faking it out there. AI is there right now that people are using to write copy. You can see it on the job board. It doesn't perform. Sometimes it performs, but you want to be yourself as much as possible. One thing that is happening right now is there's going to be a time where people would, and it's still here, people would rely on the human element. If you are using AI, it will still work. It's still part of the process. It can speed up your work, but there's going to be a time when people would really appreciate that you are upfront and you're being human as much as possible, because now with the synthetic AI videos that is out there, it's very hard to differentiate what is real and what is not. So if you can be real as much as possible, you are going to be ahead of the game 100%. Then I go on further to now explain my process. So here is just like the lead, just explain to them what's the headline is about. Then how does this work? So now I start explaining my process. Okay, this is a 12 email. This is 12 emails that is split into 2 phases. Then I go on to explain it step by step. So if you are explaining your process, make it very simple for them to understand that, okay, this is 12 emails, but it's not just any 12 emails written anyhow, but it's 12. It is split in 2 parts. One part has a role to play, and the second part has another role to play. So the first one that I mentioned here, I mentioned that it's meant to get people to click to your webinar or VSL. So since I didn't call out the people in the beginning here I'm qualifying the person I'm qualifying the client who is supposed to reach out. So if anyone has a webinar or a VSL, they'll reach out to me because I mentioned here that, hey, these email sequences works best for webinars, people with webinars or VSLs. And as I mentioned here, it works best for this funnel structure. So explain your reason why, and then you go on with that. Then the second one I mentioned that, hey, this means the next part of the sequence is to convert these email clickers into clients or buyers. So once the first one has allowed them to click, what is the second one going to do? Okay, the second one is going to allow them to now be converted into clients or buyers. Then if you are ahead, you can simply give it your own name. So with this, I came up with a name. I brainstormed with it a lot of people. Okay, I came up with, okay, click to convert. So it tells exactly what to do. So if I share this with someone that, hey, I'm going to create a click to convert email sequence for you, they understand that, okay, click, then the 2 here is just like, it's a pun on like, okay, it's a 2-part sequence, then convert, and it's trademark, so you cannot take that. Then easy to set up for the right audience list and market. Then here is where you guys, some of you, we I try to split as much as possible. So here is like, okay, now that it has come to the pricing with NHB like this, you need to be upfront about your price. Previously, it was very vague. You have to lead people to your DMs or lead them to a call before you explain or tell them the price. Now you can just be upfront with that. So I tell them that, hey, for the investment, my usual email is okay, 250. So now your price anchoring. And again, everyone loves a good deal. So it's normal for you to do this. So I say, hey, it's okay, it's 250. And if you do the maths, it's going to be 3,000 US. So you're not allowing them to think, you're thinking for them. And that's something that most business owners love. They want to bring in someone who would not take much of their time, who would not have they will not have to coach and tell them exactly what to do. So if they see you explain your process very well, that's why if you can teach your process to someone, it's very good. It's like a way to learn it's a way to learn on your own as well. If you want to be very good at something, teach it. And that has helped me for a very long time. I've done that many times in IT where I have to teach a class about like hardware, software, like server installation. And by teaching that, I became good at it because I started getting questions from people and then I'll do my research and get back to it. So if you can explain your process step by step with no step mix, you beat the game multiple times. Then since they're not going to pay this, so I tell them after the price uncle, someone will say, okay, again, there are people in there that can pay 3,000, but then I say that, hey, the deal for them is to get the money before Christmas. So instead of doing that, I'm giving them a deal. It's going to be 1,500. So instead of having to pay 3,000, they're going to just pay half of that. And the half I explained that, okay, this means that the price of one email is not going to be 125 times 12 and this. So again, doing the price. Here, you want to then explain it to them again that people, so if they pay this amount, what is the ROI going to be? And if this is where like if you don't have results, that's where it will be a little bit hard for you. But this is for the beginners in the room. If you don't have any client, if you don't have like results to show for, this is where you can say that, hey, you can test it out and see what will come of it. We'll break down other posts that have also worked in the past. But for me, since I've done it for clients over and over again now, they've seen the result. I know that if they are selling a 2K, 3K, 5K, and even 10K coaching program on the back end, if they paid this amount, this is like pennies to them. So they've already gotten their ROI. Again, the copy here, I'm being myself as much as possible. I'm writing as I speak, and I'm speaking as I write. So either ways, you tell me. So if you're interested, then we go into the call to action. Let your call to action be, okay, how can they hit you up? How can they reach you? So most of them, because of this post, they didn't have to like comment because I told them that just make sure no one is following you because some of these clients, they like their privacy as much as possible. They don't want anyone knowing their numbers. They don't know and they don't want anyone to know the type of business that they are running. So here I told them that, hey, just make sure that no one is following you. And again, the pan on tying everything back to the quote here, tying everything back to the headline of following like the mafia gang, like the team, as I mentioned earlier on. So you can see that the team stayed consistent throughout. So that's like something that would work. The next one that I'll share with you is from this guy, ABA Daniel. So his post also, this was the first time he'd also posted on NHB and then NHB job board. So I spoke with him for a while. He has done some work and he has studied with Gaston. He has studied with Gaston Sun. He has had some clients in the past. He has a portfolio already. So with him, it was very easy to now understand exactly who he wants to serve. So as this screenshot was again taken from the desktop, the first line, we have 1, 2, 3. So they are seeing the first 3 lines and you want to tell them exactly what they are getting on the go. You don't want to dingle dangle, you don't want to beat around the bush. There are a lot of copy out there that beats around the bush. Try to write your post, then sit down and edit. Okay, how can I make the headline a little better? How can I make the hook a little better? Can I tell people exactly when they read the first line, do they know exactly what they are getting? So in the first headline, get a done for you challenge funnel built and delivered in 14 days or less. So here you can lead with the price. Here you can lead with the delivery time. So the turnaround time. Here we are leading with the turnaround time, and we are telling them, hey, get a done for you. So done for you, they already understand that they are building the funnel. That means that it includes the copy, the design, the funnel build in 14 days or less. And most people understand that because they're going to write the copy, they're going to design the graphics. You have to also build out the funnel. So 14 days is like an industry standard. Some people can do it in 7 days, but then it's up to you to decide how fast you can work on things like this. So here is just like for to again here the headline calls out what the offer is about. Then here is where like we go straight to the point. We say, okay, the lead goes directly to who is offered. So we are saying that if you have a 5-day challenge, so if anyone had one thing that I'll tell you is this. Let's say you make a post that you want to build out funnels for challenge, and then your designs are really good. You not only get people who want to work on challenge funnels, you get people who want to work on other funnels as well. I've seen a lot of people since they've shared it with me. They've made a post that they are going to create a challenge funnel, but then they'll reach out that, hey, can you build out AC funnels because of the pricings that they've set on the job board. There are a lot of people that charge higher prices for the work that you'll be doing. So if you can make it very easy for them to work with you, go ahead and do that. So here we are building out his like credibility that I've been diving deep into Gaston Sand's course. That means that he has already invested into himself. He has invested into knowing how funnels work. And most people here, if you don't know who Gaston Sand is, he's like a funnel builder. Like he teaches funnel design, and he's really good at it. He has worked with celebrity clients. So when someone mentions like this, yeah, name dropping at this moment, and you don't want to name drop someone if not worked with. If you've not worked with that person, please don't mention their name. You get a backlash later on. So don't do that. Then another thing that I did here was to tell them exactly where these funnels can be built. So someone would ask in the comment that, hey, can you build the funnels on ClickFunnels, GHL, or System? So you don't want them to comment. You want to be ahead of your client multiple steps. If you can be ahead of them 10 times, that's better. Just be ahead of them that, hey, before you even comment that, can I build it on GHL or System or ClickFunnels? I've written it here. Then who are you learning the challenge funnel from? So since you are in Gaston Sand's course, who are you learning challenge from? And most people know Pedro Adale. So again, your name dropping here that you've been learning from him. But that's not all. I've been learning from the challenge king himself, Pedro Adale. So if you've been in his free challenge, you have learned from him. If you've been in his paid community, you're also learning from him. If you've watched his YouTube videos, you're also learning from the person, and you're influenced by the people that you meet. So state where you are getting your information from, and there's something we call authority based on like association. So since they'll see this guy's name, they'll associate you with, okay, Pedro Adale. So it's like human bias, and it works it works for certain types. Then we go into like the details now. Again, breaking down your deliverables. If you are going to write emails, break down the deliverables. What are they getting? Don't just say that I'm going to write 7 emails. 7 emails for what? So break down your deliverables that, hey, okay, this is exactly what you'll be getting after you've paid me. All right. So they are going to give you the money, but then they need to understand what they are getting for their money. So be very, very, very clear about that. So we went on to one customized 3 to 5 page challenge funnel. So since like he's done this before, he knows that, okay, we have this amount of like it's most of the challenge funnels is 3. The ones you guys went through is like a 2-step funnel, but then I added like the wait list, so it's 3. So most of the challenge funnel, we have like the sign up, we have the VIP upgrade, then the thank you page. So it's 3. But we added the 5 here to add to it that, okay, if you have other funnel that we want us to add to it, it is not a deal breaker at all. Then we also included an email sequence, building the offer, then the backend automations. Some of the clients that I've worked with, they are very good at what they do, but they are not good at tech. It is something that they've not invested into learning. And since you've invested that time, know exactly what goes in. If you've worked with a client and know that, hey, after I've built the funnel, they started asking me for setting up automations and doing other things, include that as part of your offer. And but wait, this is like it's a classic line that we always like to use, that, hey, but wait, there's more. I've always wanted to say that. So be yourself as much as possible. Then he says that I'll stick around once your challenge lands. And this, my friend, is like something that most people want. I worked as a CMO for one of my clients recently, and one thing that after we built the funnel, I noticed that he didn't have like the time to manage it. He didn't have like that much a big enough team to do the management. So I know that for clients who are just starting out with funnels or with webinars or with with challenges, they need help managing the Facebook group. They need help. Okay, they're on Zoom. Who's going to accept them? Who's going to accept the people onto Zoom? So once you make it very clear to them that, okay, I also provide this. So you can see here, it's like it flows smoothly. You can add bonus, anything, but speak as you talk and write as you speak. So here we went directly that, hey, I'll stick around once the challenge kicks off to help answer questions in your challenge group. Facebook group usually works best for this. So with this line here, we are showing expertise. Since we mentioned that we are studying from the Challenge King, and the Challenge King, who is Pedro Adeo, runs his challenges in Facebook groups. So you're showing your expertise, you're educating them. So as you've seen, most of the posts that I've showed you are all mostly educational content. You're educating them about your process. Then here we are saying, okay, I'm offering all this for $750. Again, you can make your introductory price. You can make your introductory price maybe 500. But with this guy, we made it 750. Maybe yours would be to just split the payment into two. Okay, you pay this amount upfront, then you pay this amount, later on once the funnel is built out. And if you watch, then you see a lot of people doing that. They'll start with, okay, pay 500 upfront, then you pay the rest once it's done. So why low? Most of the time, when people give low prices, they will think you are in there to scam them. So you tell them exactly why you are giving out the price that you are why you're stating the price that you're giving. So we say that, okay, why low? We are building, we mentioned that, okay, Daniel is trying to build out his portfolio. So that's why we are giving this for the price that says. So once he start getting some reps in, I believe he's going to increase the price. Daniel is a great guy. He does a great job. So there's a time that will charge much higher than this. Then the CTA, go into it. So always make your CTA something that they can understand. If this has piqued your interest or you've been mulling over the idea of a challenge, drop a comment below or shoot me a DM. And here we are saying that I'll be happy to share my portfolio upon request. So since here he has already like shared a screenshot of what his funnel, and 1 second, please. Let me see who is. All right. Yeah, since we've already shared, like we've already posted, we've like given a screenshot of what is happening here. Again, images are very important. We'll go through that. There's like some entire thing here that's out, like the 5 commandments. We'll get into that very soon. Then you give a CTA, then you just close by your name. That's all. If you want to add a PS, add it. You just want to be we want to be you as much as possible. Then before I go on, like, are you guys understanding? All right. Are you guys loving this, or are you getting any value from it? Just like drop a comment if you're following me so far. I've been the one talking, but let me know if you guys are following so far.
Did they minimize Zoom? Like if you leave and go another. I'm actually on his email list, and I knew that this thing will happen on Sunday.
All right. So since you guys are following, awesome. There we go. Awesome, man. So it's great. The second one was from thank God. This guy came to me as well again through the DMs that hey, Alex, I've been in the field for some time. I've been working with local clients. I've like been making Naira, but the challenge here is okay, how can I get clients? To be honest with you, I'll be very transparent with this. For thank God, he got the client, but his clients, he got about 7 leads or 8, but then most of them ditched him after, and that's something you're going to face. So that's something that I'll be upfront with you about. He got the leads all right. He almost landed the deal, but one guy mentioned that he had a problem. He'll follow up with them after like as time goes on. That's follow up is the key as well to some of these things. And it happens. It has happened to me multiple times. I'll People reach out to me that hey, they're interested in my services, but then they'll totally ghost and you not hear from them again. But then you need to have the mindset of okay, there are more out there. And once you understand this, you now start operating on in the blue ocean. You know exactly what to do, you know exactly what to say. And you can even include this in like your emails, like your code emails that you send. It works like once you understand what your clients or the business not needs, how to offer your services in a way that they can understand and make it very simple for them to work with you. You are going to be the best out there, even not someone who can land multiple deals at once. Again, if you cannot work with 3 or more, I had this reply in my email where someone said they wanted to land a deal ASAP. It's possible, but I don't give that guarantee. There are a lot of factors that goes into this. What's your experience? Have you gotten results for your clients? Who have you worked with? That's like if you've not worked with anyone and you want to land a client ASAP, I'm not your client, so I don't. There's a lot of you need to like be in a position to understand that this is going to take long. That's why in the beginning of the call, I shared the emotional cycles with you to understand that hey, this is not just something very quick. These guys, when they did it, they got the this thank God like this. It took him 30 days. I told him to hand copy sales letters for 30 days, and he did it. So for him, it took about 30 to about 60 days for him to finally get the result that he got. And for this guy, Daniel, he has been working on building funnels for a very long time. So it wasn't his first time building. And for me, I've been in the field for quite a while. So it's not going to take just one day. If you are starting new in copywriting and you want to land your first client, I'm sorry to burst the bubble, but that's not going to happen anytime soon. You can build your skill set up. And there's a code that I really love. It says once opportunity meets, and once you've been prepared, opportunity comes and you're able to like launch onto it. So if you want to land a client and you have no experience and you don't have any, you've not even written a piece of copy before, sorry, but it's a little bit hard for that to happen. But if you've placed in the work, you've written for clients, you've been keeping up with your brand, you're posting, you're helping people. That's something that some of you asked about, like personal branding, like positioning. I'll share exactly what I do. If you've not positioned yourself, so with thank God like this, he positioned himself in a state that okay, he's a learner and he's looking for a junior copywriting role. So that's something that we started out with. That hey, junior copywriter here looking for a new place to call home at a ridiculously low retainer price of 500 per month. And again, as I mentioned earlier, NHB job board is like Fiverr, but with 2 zeros in the beginning for introductory. So you don't need to have anyone pay you $5 for a lot of work. You can simply quote this since that's like the standard on the board. And if you made something lower, your post will be rejected. So you are following the rules. You want to be as much as possible. So here again, 1, 2, 3 before the see more. Then the image would make sense. So tying your image to your copy would help. I'll share exactly what you can do. So here we started with a story that, okay, this is what he has been doing. He was working, he's a student, he just graduated. He has been working for clients with locally, but then he wants to move out from that and then land clients, work with clients and help them. But the client that he's trying to work with is with agencies. So know exactly who you are speaking with, who your client is. If you are working with coaches, be upfront. Again, you don't need to call them out, but there are different ways to do that. Mute. The next time you make this call, I'm going to make it hard for people to unmute themselves. All right. So again, we started with a story. Then in addition to it, he says, okay, he has written 30 emails. And again, that's true. The picture here proves that it wasn't only emails that he wrote, it was 30 sales letters. So he went above and beyond into also writing and dissecting email copy as well. Then why is he spilling all this? So why is he telling all his story here? So again, be transparent, be honest, don't lie. Don't lie. If you lie, people can see it from our way. So please be honest as possible. If you are, again, you don't want to sound desperate, but you want to be as truthful as possible. You don't want to be on the hunt. If you are on the hunt, I would prefer that you use like cold emails because there's numbers and they can send code emails as much as possible. I have like a loom for that. I believe most of you already have that, but you can send code emails to just get grounded, be grounded, and once you are grounded, it's very easy for you to like move on. So right now, thank God is working with a local client right now. So he's a little bit grounded and he can now ramp up like his outreach process. So why was it like telling all his story? He was telling his story because he wanted to get clients, and which client he wanted to be in an email marketing agency. So very, very specific. So this client is speaking to someone like Troy Erickson, since he runs an email marketing agency, and most of these guys need a junior copywriter to just like do some research, put first draft together, then they give it to a more experienced person to polish it up. So since I understood that market, it was, or that niche or that business, is very easy to articulate what we wanted to say. But then he said, okay, since then he started going through his process that, okay, I'll binge on all your client content, something that most people don't do. And with this, it's now possible with AI. You can simply take all the content that your clients have, put it into ChatGPT, get a summary. But for me, I love to like go into it like personally, since I like to write copy customized custom made, and that's what I prefer. But I use like AI for research, etc. So that's awesome. All right. Then after doing this, it says you now write. So again, we are explaining the process, making it very easy, very simple for them to understand. Please, if you are vague, if you tell them that I'm going to do this and you are very vague, people will not understand it. So make it very easy, one, but go into details. That, okay, this is step one, this is step two. So if your design process, let's say you're a graphic designer here, and your design process involves people reach out to you in the DMs, then you send them your portfolio. That's your number two step. Then you send, and once you've onboarded them, you send them like your intake form for them to like fill out anything that they need before you start building it. If you use Canva, mention that you're using Canva. If you use Figma, mention it. So by explaining your process, they'll know exactly what to do before even they jump on a call with you, because most of the call, when they come on a call with you, they are trying to understand that, okay, what is your process? Can I trust this guy or girl to work on my business? Most of these guys have been in business for a very long time, and they don't just want to have anyone just come on board to put a bad taste in their mouth. And a lot of people have done that, so they've been bent, as I've said. So if you're someone who would bend your clients, you just put a bad rep on the freelancing game and you should just quit. And here he says, I'm opening the I'm jumping. He says, I'm open to jumping on board at like 500 per month. So at 500, again, that's the standard on NHB job board. But on other places, that's not that's not what would be there. So just follow the rules as much as possible. And here he says, okay, why is he making it affordable at rate? Why is he making this affordable? He then went on to explain why he was doing that. Then for email marketing agencies, we went on further to explain the type of people that they serve. So if this email marketing agency is specialized in helping e-com, we can help them. But with this one, we laser targeted it to email marketing agencies working with coaches, course creators, and consultants. There are email marketing agencies working with only e-com. There are email marketing agencies working on different like crypto. So be very specific, but don't close yourself to opportunities. Be very specific, but then you receive DMs that, okay, can you help me with this? And be ready to jump on board. Even though you've not mentioned it here. Let's say someone reaches out, hey, can you write e-com emails for me? Don't just say no. Maybe that can be, when starting out, one thing that I did was like say yes to everything, unless maybe you're following a rule, that maybe you're following the principles or you're following the voice of God. And once you're doing that, sometimes you have to say no to some opportunities. If you see, okay, this is not going to work, you're opportune to say no. No one is going to hurt you. There's no one going to point a gun to your head and kill you. No. If it doesn't sound like a fit, say no or refer them to other people. This is how you can say it. Hey, Mr. Client. Hey, Miss Client. I really love that. I really love the opportunity to work with you. However, I don't think I'm a fit for this. However, I don't think I'm a fit for this. Can I refer you to someone else? Keep it simple. Keep it short. If they say yes, you refer them to someone else. Then the person will take it from there. Maybe you're a Christian, you don't like working in some niches. Tell them upfront that, hey, I don't work with certain niches. Be upfront, keep on your faith, keep on your values, and be you as much as possible. Then here, since like he has done the work of going and doing a lot of like research, writing copy, he now has samples that so this is how you can structure your portfolio. You don't need to build any website. Google Drive is free. Google Doc is free. Spreadsheet is free. Use them as much as possible. Just create a Google Doc and create a Google Doc that you can use. In the Google Doc, have like a start here. Okay, this is what they read. Then have sample. So let's say a coach reaches out to you, have a sample specifically for coaches. If it is for e-com, send them emails for e-com. If you are sending an e-com client emails for coaches or crypto, they don't know how to relate it to them. And it's very hard. If you make them think for a very long time, it becomes very hard for them to move on. So don't let them think too much. Do the thinking for them. And by doing that thinking for them, it's like you have already won the game multiple times. So hope that's cool with all of you. Then we move on to the other one here from Abdul. Abdul was someone that reached out to me a couple of years ago. Is it months? I don't really remember, but previously he also, if you check on NHB, you can see like his previous post. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Facebook does something weird, or maybe it's on purpose, that sometimes they can reveal too much or too little at once. So use that to your advantage. We have the headline, then we have the lead. The headline and then the lead, then the image or videos. So here he was trying to get people to write reels or videos for, like reels, create videos for, but then he wants to write the script and you have someone to edit the script. So he partnered up with a video editor to do that. So if you're a copywriter and you want to work on with more clients, and you can partner up with a funnel designer. So you can say, hey, can we partner up and work on this project? I'm going to land this client, but can I use your service as part of my offer? Maybe you want to work with multiple clients and with a particular client. You can say, okay, I'm going to partner up with an art special like Facebook ads guy. I'll partner up with a funnel designer. I'll partner up with myself. So you partner up with yourself. So you need to partner up with yourself, because that's the mindset you need to have, that, okay, I'm going with this 100%. So you've partnered up with these 3 people, someone who writes the ad, someone who builds the funnel. So with this, you have a solid offer you can give to clients. So once you have that, you can go on in. So if you have done everything and you're still not succeeding, look for a way to partner up with someone else and write an offer with their service as part of your offer. And then once you land the client and you write the copy or the emails, you can then give it to the designer to work on it. So that means that you're going to be splitting the pay. So the payment that comes in. So you need to speak with them first before you make any job post. Have that solid foundation that, hey, I'm going to set this price up, but I'm going to pay this amount. Once I get a client, I'll need your help with this, but this is the amount that I can give you. So if you get the right person, you can work. So with this one here, it says that what if you could get 5 to 15 reels per month. So here we are dimensionalizing everything, all professionally scripted and edited in your preferred style. So we are telling them exactly what they are getting, and they are getting the price. So here we are telling them, let's your headline be something that when someone reads once, they understand your entire offer, and then they can either skip or move on. So with this one, they know exactly that they are getting 15 reels per month. It can be between these ranges, and they are going to get it at this they are going to get it at this price. And they can decide that, okay, I don't like this style. I like maybe Imam Ghazi, I like Hormozi style edits. You're being upfront. So once they read it, they understand exactly who they are. So here, again, you can see that we love to just address the entire about pay NHB. And this one, he mentioned, like, he called them out. Okay, coach, consultant, service-based, or info product. And here they wanted to work with like 6 or 7. Most of the time, calling out these figures wouldn't like work in most cases, but then it sets up the pace for the people that will reach out to you. So you can remove this, but then you can continue to, qualify them based on the money that they make per year, like their income potential. And again, if you have so here is the lead, you are going into what you are calling them out, then you are showing to them. Yeah, again, since you guys are already conversant with writing copy, so I don't need to explain how to write copy, but you need to like the lead can be anything. I'll share exactly what you can do with that. So the lead, then we go to the options. So with this one, we went with options for the pricing with on the same as like on Fiverr, where you have option 1, option 2, and option 3, where people can just select the one that fits for them. With option 1, they are starting with this, then they are getting this. So these are the deliverables. With option 2, they are getting this plus other stuff included. Then option 3, they pay this, then they are getting all this amount. So once you've stated your options, so once he has stated his options, then he went further to also explain how it's going to work. So now you are showcasing, like you're telling them exactly how your process, how it's going to work. If you have a doubt in process, people want to hear about it. So they don't just want to land on a call with you, they pay you, and then now everything is disorganized. So have a very organized process. If you don't know what your process is, go and sit down, take a piece of paper, take a pen, and then ask yourself, okay, when a client reaches out to me, what are the steps? What happens in the process? Write those down, and then you begin to create an SOP for yourself. So once you have an SOP, it's very easy to add this into your post. So here is like just a long-winded version of the process. So, okay, week 1, this is what they are doing. Week 2, this is what they are doing. Week 3, this is what they are doing. Then we have like the bonus. So after, if someone should take them up on the offer, they are also including this. So again, as I mentioned, everyone loves a deal. So if they can get videos and then they can get emails in addition, it's a deal for them. So one way you can make this better is you can maybe add, let's say, you can add like a list management service. So if they pay this amount, then instead of just writing the email sequence, you can say that you manage their email list. Most of the business owners out there, they are solopreneurs, and they don't want to bend their list, but then again, they want to send email. So if you know how to write email copy, and you know how to write it very well, they need people just like you to come on board to help them with that. So these are just some of the breakdowns of the posts that I've written. I'll share more examples as time goes on. Again, I'm making this very clear. It's very easy to do. It's not hard. It's not rocket science. These posts are just words, and you guys know how to write already. Since you're here, you're watching me, you know how to write, you know how to read, you know how to articulate your points as much as possible. So it's very easy to bring these things up, and it's doable. Don't fret. Don't be afraid. Most of you are afraid of people judging you. And as I mentioned earlier, I like to split test, and based on my split test, I know exactly what works. So sometimes I just post, I make a post just to see what is going to happen. If I learn a client from that, I'm not really I don't really attach to the outcome. So detach yourself from the process. Just ask yourself, okay, I'm just going to post this. Whatever happens should happen. And if you get some clients, good. If you don't get, you can again, it's not there permanently. Facebook is not going to lock your post forever. You can delete it and try over again. Sometimes I make a post on my personal wall. It doesn't get engagement. I just delete it and write it again. Try a different hook and see if it will perform. So if it doesn't work, delete it and try again. There isn't any hardware that you cannot do that. Only life that you cannot do that. Once you're dead, you cannot, there's no do-over. But with a Facebook group, there are do-overs, and multiple times. You can do it 1 million times. And I'll review exactly the days, the timings up. I know, like in NHB, the timings that they approve posts and the times that you can do that works for posts like that. So before you post, right, this, you need to be very good at your you need to be good sorry, you need to be good at your job, and or be in the process of it. So be very good at it. My do's and don'ts, you need to be very good at your job. And once you're good at your job, it's very easy for you to close clients, because being good at your job increases your like your confidence that, hey, I've done this for clients and I know it's possible. So if you've gotten a win, let's say you wrote an email for a client and it beats their control. The previous, I wrote an email sequence for a client of mine, a solopreneur in the health space. He had like a welcome sequence, but people are not like, there isn't much traction there. So what I did was I gave her a quick win by reactivating her list, and that went on to like, it's reactivated about 50% of her emails. So now most of the emails that she sends during the week are getting about 40% open rate. It's very low. I know people doing 60, 70, but then again, for her, it's a quick win. So if you can get a quick win for them, it boosts not only the confidence in your client, but also the confidence in yourself to know that you can do it for people. And if you have a friend, let's say you have a friend, local clients, there's no hard rule that you cannot work with them for free. If your goal is to build your portfolio, work with people for free. That's how I started out. The first $50 I made online was by designing graphics and a logo for branding for free. But then he decided to pay me. I wasn't expecting anyone to pay me. I just wanted to show him that, hey, what you have is good, but I can make it a lot better. And I did that for him for free. And he said, okay, how can I pay you? And he paid me in the process. And that got me to think that, hey, it is very possible to make money online. I've seen a lot of people make a lot more since then. So it's very possible. But before you post, please have your portfolio. Don't go in empty-handed. Don't go in empty-handed. If you're a graphic designer, have designs you can show your creativity, show your work. Again, there's something in Africa here. When you're solving math problems, you don't just give the answers like a calculator. You need to show your work, and they mark based on the steps you've. I believe that's why I got my mindset on, like, showing exactly what I need to do. Because once you are solving the math problem, you need to say, okay, 1 + 1 is 2. You need to write it down. Then then show your working exactly. So show your work by building your portfolio. Again, you don't need to pay for System.io. You don't need to pay for ClickFunnels. You don't need to pay for any expensive software. Just use Google Drive and be done with it. People people are appreciative of someone who can show their portfolio and then show relevant experience. If you've done some work in the past, maybe for your mom, for your dad, maybe your local business, or maybe for yourself, show your work. Some of you here, you've been writing for a very long time. You've been writing poems, you've been writing books. Show your work that, hey, I've written a book and it has sold. I've sold my book in my local currency. People read it and they loved it. It shows that you've dedicated yourself to your craft. So if you can do that, please, no one will arrest you for that. Then lead with your strength. If you are good with writing emails, lead with that. If you are good at writing scripts, lead with that. Don't try to fake it. Be honest as much as possible. Then I'll go to my 5 commandments for every banger for creating a killer or banger post follows. Again, number 1, be yourself. There was a post this guy, a certain guy made. I don't know if it is Slovenia, I've forgotten the country, but what he did is he shared what he was doing. He even shared the sport he was playing, he did professionally. He was himself as much as possible. And he got someone to say that they should shoot him a DM because they can't find anyone at his age trying to actually work. So if you see Thank God's post, he was putting in the work. If you can show your work in that, hey, I've done this and I'm willing to work, even if it is very low, I'm still willing to put in the time to work. And then know your customers like yourself. You cannot just go in blind without knowing your clients and the type of content or services that they would invest in. So know your customers like yourself. Do your research. If you are servicing agencies, know the type of things that they want. For the marketing agencies, I know for a fact that I worked with an SEO marketing agency, web design. One thing that they wanted was leads coming in. So we started with helping them find leads with cold emails and then with ads, getting leads. Then after they've started getting leads, they also wanted to build their social media. So the social media, we created what? Post. Right now I'm giving you ideas for what you can offer. So ads, social media posts, emails, email copy. Even if you've written sales copy for a sales page, include that. Some of you might think it will be a little bit like the amount of money wouldn't be too much, but you're starting out, 500 can go a long way when converted into your local currency. Some of you are from Pakistan, some of you are from Nigeria, some of you are from all over the world, and some of these amounts that you make on the job board, once converted into your local currency, you can go for another month without having to check your bank balance. So don't be scared to put yourself out there, right? And that comes with from experience myself. When I was working with my uncle and aunts in their IT college, they banned me from posting on Facebook. So what I did was I deleted every post. So if you look at my post, I've shared a lot out about I had to delete everything. And then I found a different way to share my idea. So since I was in tech during that time, I went on LinkedIn and then started sharing my process, the same building public that I'm doing right now with my publishing agency. I started sharing what I'm learning in cybersecurity. So if you are learning something in copy, share it. If people don't like it, you are being yourself. If someone likes it, good for them. So don't be afraid to share your process as much as possible, right? So that's something that you need to understand. Then the third rule here, the third commandment, you need to follow proven copywriting principles. All job posts, all copy. The job post is also a piece of copy assets that you're writing. So let it follow the same principle. So we have the headline, we have the lead, we have the offer, your process, again, stating how it work for them, then your intro price. So with the intro price on NHB is 500 US dollars. So you state it out. Maybe you can just, if it is 500, then you can even split it 2 parts. Okay, pay me 250 upfront, then pay 250 at the end. No one stops you. Again, when you add that, it's 250. Or maybe you can say, okay, it is 500, but if you take me up on my offer and then give me a video testimonial, I'll make it this amount. That's also a deal you can also give to someone. This is a quote someone shared in the NHB group recently. It says, when does something stop becoming luck and start becoming a skill? And Alan replied that when you can repeat it over and over again. This process that I'm sharing to you right now, I've repeated it over and over and over, and it has proven to work. One of the reasons why my posts work, and I tell this, is it's not by myself. I always give the glory to God that, hey, if my posts get engagement or clients, it's not my doing. Any bad thing that comes up, it is me. Any good thing that comes from anything I do is the Lord's doing. So one thing that you can do, if you follow these principles and you know that, okay, it's going to work, you've studied the market, you know your clients, you are being yourself, and you can repeat that over and over again. A time is going to come, you can start thinking copy, and before you know it, the posts that you write on your phone, when you post it out, can do something, can get engagement or potentially land clients. And split test, if it doesn't work, simply delete it. That's what I do a lot. So if I get an idea that, okay, I've gotten an idea, and in the end, I have like, I got an idea for a post that we can work on. I got an idea from a movie, an animated movie. I got like a quote from them. I said, okay, how can I tie this to a post? So we'll work on that in a second. Then we also make your post digestible. So you don't want to just have everything clustered on Facebook. You can just log into your desktop. Use your desktop. If you are using your phone, that means that you don't have like the leverage to make something bold, something. Oh, 1 second. All right, the person has muted. Thank you. So once you log into your desktop, right? On your desktop, you have the leverage to, what's the name, to format your post and make it digestible. Don't cluster everything together. But let's say you're posting from a phone, just simply give space, but make sure that you have the headlines, you have it, you have everything written nicely for people to read. There was a guy that sent me an email in my DM, like telling me his experience. And the first thing that I told him that, hey, I didn't read this, can you summarize? If your post is too long, people will not read, you need to summarize it. So if you are writing your first draft and you know that, hey, I'm going too far, ask yourself, how can I summarize this? So writing the first draft is part of the process. The editing process is where things begin. So some of the stuff you need to take out, some of the things you need to add in. So editing process should be part of your process. Then the fifth one is be memorable. It takes little for you to be memorable. There are AI tools out there, there are memes, what's the name? Be memorable. Anything you can do. For me, I found my strengths to be in helping people, and it's tied directly to my name. The meaning of Alex is being a helper and leader. So I try as much as possible to be true to my name. So my role is, okay, if someone posts something on a group, how can I help them? Even if I don't know it and I know someone who can, I'll tag them. Some of the times, if you see my post in the job, my comments in the NHB Facebook group, it's simply looking for the links that people have been asking for. And I have it like on my phone. Yeah, it's written, like it's categorized on my notes that, okay, this is what some of the things people ask for. So instead of having to go searching for it again, I'll just pick up the links and then share it to them. You don't need to know everything. Where you're at a stage, even people right now, since you are here right now, there's someone who doesn't even know how to use Zoom. And that is like an advantage to you. So if you are here, you know how to write copy. Someone is also starting out who doesn't know anything about copy. If they ask questions, share your experience. Don't be like an expert that you know it all. Just share your experience, and that will go a long way. And again, as I mentioned, these posts are simply just another copy access. So again, follow the third commandment. So the commandment, again, be yourself, know your customers like yourself, follow proven copywriting principles. There are a ton of books, there are a ton of resources, there are a ton of YouTube videos, Google and blogs. there are a lot of resources out there. Before you post, God, there's even Chat GPT that can simply answer your question. So before you do anything, do your research, get to know your client, your customers, your clients before you make any decision. And finally, I'm not sure we are finally about here. Yes, here's some, one post that really brought it home to me about like the type of engagement people can get on their job board. It's from this guy, Hosam Alisa. His job boards are very hilarious. He's himself 100%. He takes pictures for me. I don't like taking pictures. So but for you guys who who are very photogenic and like taking pictures of yourself, like maybe you're good at creating video, you can edit. This guy's work really inspired me a lot because I got to see, okay, this is some of the things that is possible on job board. So he was true to himself. So here, look at what he wrote in the headline. I just had a spot open, lies broke ass, out of work copywriter. He literally spoke the words in the minds of his clients. Most of the clients that the business owners out there, when they see someone post a job, make a post on a job board, they know that, hey, this person is broke. He just needs my money. So he articulated his his situation in a very funny way that if you look at the comments, that post went viral, about 300 plus likes, comments. He got a client from that. So totally be yourself. Again, commandments number 1, be yourself. And you can read this. His name is Osam Alisa. You can just look him up in the individual board. Read this. There's even like a link to that here. So let me just copy this and give it to you. So maybe if you want to check it out, you can. Alrighty. You can also like look it up. So there's a question here. It says, wow, okay. Congratulations, thank God. It says I got 2 leaks recently from, again, that's like something that I say. Some of the posts that you make can bring you leads down the line, like 2 or 3 months, or sometimes 6 months down the line. People still read job posts. For me, if I'm doing research in the main group, I like to filter by 2021. So when I see something very interesting, I reach out to those people. So it's very possible. And it says, okay, what response he got from this post? Any idea? So the response he got was from messages from people looking for him, looking for junior copywriters. Okay, what if we are good at 2 or 3 things? Again, share about it. If you can write, if you are good at singing and you can write copy, share it. If you've played sports, if you draw, share your experience. Just again, be yourself. Okay, this is my experience. This is what I've been. Maybe that's why you see a lot of people that will say, okay, I'm a medical student, I'm a medical doctor, 10 copywriter. I am this, I'm an engineer, 10 this. Your story is part of your experience. It's part of your identity. You cannot take that away. No client can take that away. If your client don't love it, that's on them. You get people that will resonate with you. There are people that would be in your tribe because of who you are. And once they understand who you are, it's very easy. Look at the famous people on YouTube. Can you actually say that, hey, I know this person? They only post content just to entertain people, but you don't actually know them. So if you can share your script, if you can share your story, etc., that would also help. So I'll share this in a bonus that you guys should just stick along. In the end, I'll give you access to all these bonuses as well, including other things. Let me mute someone 1 second. All right, thank you. And another guy that I also follow is Jimmy Parent. One thing I learned from him is like how to write ads that are very funny. I use that to even run some ads for my dad who runs a bicycle shop. Even though he didn't get clients, but that experience of writing funny posts, funny copy is something that I give like credit to. So he wrote like, again, being himself as he is, being like very funny, showing the weird part of the product, saying, okay, this thing has this, doesn't have this, like has faults. So basically tying what he knows about copy with being funny, being himself. Commandments number 1. Then we also have John Buchan at like copy and charm offensive. He also like teaches how to write funny stuff. You can also follow him. If yours is not about being funny, yours is logical, emotional, just tie in that into your copy genius and you would be on the track of doing more things. And for Josh, this guy, he has been in the space for a very long time, and he himself, you can see that, okay, he shared exact, I forgot to take the direct link for it, but you can search his name. He got like the clients that he was charging about 5,000 US, and he himself shared his process. Okay, this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, this is step 4, this is step 5. If you want me to help you, comment this. And he literally sends them comment order. He literally sends them like a link to pay on the spot. No sales call, no DMs. The only DMs he got was from people who wanted to ask more questions. So because the post told them exactly what they were getting, most of these guys, I believe, paid from the job, clicked on the link in the job board and went with it. And he worked on the process and he worked on the funnels for them, got testimonials, and he does great work. So it's very easy for him to do. For people with status like this and have been in the industry for a very long time, people already know them. They've seen their work. They know who they are. They've built their best. They are well known. So to be well known than anyone else, you just need to put yourself out there. And one of the questions I have is, okay, I'm afraid to put myself out there. I'm too. I'm afraid to put myself out there. But one thing that I've learned is, if you are truly being yourself and I'll take this from my like cybersecurity. When I was building the public, like learning about cybersecurity, especially for mobile AppSec. Since I didn't know what I was doing, I was still learning. The blog post that I currently have is like my online journal. Sometimes I don't know where my notes are, but I know that, okay, I've kept an online journal somewhere that, okay, once I reach out and I need something. There was one time I logged myself out, I logged myself out from my Windows machine, right? That was like back then when I was a lecturer. I logged myself out. I've forgotten the password. Based on the research that I've done, and then the things I've learned about like using Linux to crack the code and then get into the system, I shared that process online. And again, I'm not the only one that I've shared that. It's like it's legal to do that. So once I follow the process on the blog, I also shared my experience. So now when the same thing happens to me right now, I'll simply go back to my blog, refer to the steps that I've given, and follow suit. So if you not follow the same steps you are giving to your clients, if you cannot follow that steps you've given to your clients, you expect them to follow. So write copy, and write things you want to read yourself, things that you want to use yourself. So don't just expect someone to just love it. If you yourself, you don't love the copy you've written. So if you follow the same steps, so if you are giving rules to your clients, will you also follow that rules? If you're not, then please, in Ghana here, they say, master, find somewhere to pass. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to your client. Just be yourself as much as possible. If you can follow the rules you've set for yourself, like, your clients will also follow that. One thing clients love, if you've invested into yourself, they know that they can also invest in you as an individual. Alrighty. Then the best part. So things to note. So this was based on like my split test and like being really active and then seeing what is happening in the job post on the job board. These are the timings where posts are being approved. So on NHB, sorry for the noise if you are getting it. For those that are early on, I mentioned my sis is currently graduating, so we have family members in the house right now. So sorry for the noise. So things to note, timing is everything. So posts in NHB are approved like 3 times a day, sometimes 4 times a day, depending on the engagement or the amount of request that has been sent. From based on what I've seen in the mornings, this is like Ghanaian time for everyone wondering. In the mornings from 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. GMT, yeah, people posts have been approved. In the afternoon, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. Another batch is then approved. Then the evening from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. I've posted on all these timings and it has worked for me. It can also work for you. So just pick the time you believe some of your people, let's say you're in Pakistan and you know that you have friends who would also be active, who would like your post, then you can choose a time within this range that once it's approved, then you can get them to comment, like, so that the algorithm will the Facebook algorithm will do its thing and people will see. Then the second thing, if you have past clients and they are in NHB, invite them in and let them rave about your experience, let them comment about it. So one thing that guy did that I really appreciated was he shared a detailed testimonial for Abdul. So Abdul was someone I referred to him. So once he made the post here, this post went viral. One, because of something Abdul did himself. One thing he did was not only did he share this on his WhatsApp status, he also shared it with like on his Facebook wall, like stories that, hey, I've gotten like a testimonial from this guy in the NHB job board. Can you go in and then just comment, like something like that? So by doing that, more people saw it. And one thing that he guy also did was he shared a screenshot of like the headline that he wrote. So it's like the show don't tell process, like showing people exactly what your work is and they will follow you. So this post went viral, testimonial post, and it got about 143. So their replies, but 143 comments. And it's something that you can do yourself. So if you are very good at your job and the client loves it, let them give a screenshot. Let them give a shout out on the job board. You love it, you love them for it, and you do a better job next time because you know that your reputation is at stake. And the images and screenshots you post with your job post, right, should tie to everything. As I mentioned early on, your post should have a theme, and once it has a theme, make sure that your image, maybe you are going to share screenshots of like maybe on Shopify that, okay, this is the sale, indicates that, okay, this was the before I got on board. Okay, they were making 10,000 US per month and I came in, we are now making 300,000. Show the before and after and then share your process. Doing that will tie it back to the entire copy and to give someone a general overview. So with, again, going to this guy, not sure if it is this. Oh, come on. All right. So the post that Chike made, what he did was he shared like a picture of, okay, a book, like a mock-up of a book, but then in the background it's like some kind of manuscript. I believe he did that on like with a photo editing software. But then it tells the story that, okay, you are going to use the book to generate income or revenue. So that's like tying everything back to the story of being the ghostwriter. So if you have made Basilians for your client, share it. If you've not signed any NDA, sometimes you don't need to mention the client's name, but you can share like list of clients that I've worked with. Okay, I've worked with this, I've worked with this, I've worked with that, and this is the money we've made overall for them based on my work. Again, don't let it be about you, let it be about your clients. And some of this ref you've made or I've made for my clients is not based on my work alone, is because of the team, someone running the ads, someone actually presenting, someone writing the script. So it's a team effort. Don't take all the glory. If you are if you own if you own the products that you are running and you've got the results, with that you can take all the credit. But if you know that there's a team behind it, give credit where credit is due. All right. So before we go on to the section here and then we write a job post next, does anyone have any questions so far? yes, the recorded version will be available. As I've mentioned, it will be available, but at a cost of that's 47. So again, you get everything, you get everything here. There's no need for that. You get everything here. But if you still need the recording, I'll share a link to that after this. Alrighty. Any questions so far before we get into what happens next after I've made a post? Again, this is something that I've seen a lot of people struggle with. Eddie Dion, like this, since he hadn't landed any clients nationwide before, I had to like coach him on the sales journey and how he had to close the sale. So if you guys are ready for that, just drop a 1 in the comment section, the chat, and let me see so that we can go. It says, I'm going to test this over soon. Do you think I can make it even better? It gets clients from Facebook out for free. The headline needs a little bit of work because I'm struggling to understand what you mean here. But you wait for a second. Once we start writing the job post live, you see exactly what my thought process are during that. But before then, can we go ahead? Can we go ahead with like the sales side of things? This like some bullet points that I can follow. Again, I have bonuses that you guys will have that covers most of this, like sales closing in the DMs. This is good, but you're falling asleep. Beat yourself up. You don't need to sleep at this time. Is it okay to use video testimonials? I've seen people actually create a collage, right? Like a show reel of like testimonials that they've gotten. So if you can do the editing part. Oh, sorry, man. 3 a.m. That's something else. Great to have you here, but we'll close and we'll end this pretty soon. All right. Again, you can use video testimonials. It works, but then if you can go a step further, I've seen someone use and create like a documentary style testimonial. So if you can go above and beyond, be again the commandments, be memorable, be yourself. If you can do something that people have not seen. If you watch the job board, there's this guy who did this edit. Oh shoot, I've forgotten his name, but you guys already know him. He did like an edit from a popular movie scene, and that went viral really quick. So if you can be really valuable, please just be yourself. So for closing sales, since like on the job post, you've shared your rates, they already know that you don't need to repeat yourself. Share your portfolio. If they've asked for it, let that be ready. If it's not and they want to pay upfront, again, have a link for them to pay. If you use Stripe, there's a way of like giving there's a way of sending them the link to make the payments. If you're not at the stage, if you use Payoneer and then you're not at the stage where you can send them the invoice, you just ask for their email, then you send a request. But if you can't, just create an invoice for them with details about how to get paid. Because again, the goal is to get paid, but then the big tax for is to actually provide on the service. So make it very easy for them to pay you. That's what I'm trying to say. Make it very easy for them to pay you. You can schedule a call with them, or you can simply ask. Nowadays, most of my call, if it is for emails that I want to write, most of the time I just like close the clients on the DMs. They give me access to their ESP. I look on the back end, see what is happening, and if it makes sense for me to create a custom plan for them, I do that. Or sometimes we schedule a call, they show me what is happening on the back end, then we move on to work on that. So again, that's why I said that if you have a process, if you don't know what your process is, sit down, take a piece of take your notebook, take a pen, write what happens when people reach out to you, and share what your process is. Are we getting this all right? So the more questions you ask, so this again is something I've learned from sales. The more questions you ask, the better chances of you spotting red flags and seeing. Again, this is something that I learned from Sean Keel. He's one of my coaches and clients and friend, and I learned from him to ask better questions on sales calls. I'll give you guys some resources with how to do that. There's this guy as well. Efan is very, very, very good at closing, and he did an interview that I have with he did a live interview where he closed someone. So that process I'll I'll share the link to that video with you where you can watch exactly how he asked the question, closed the deal, handled objections, and got them to pay for the service. So don't worry, I'll give you access to these resources as well. Then once everything is said and done, you can send them a link to make payments on the call or in the DMs. But that shouldn't stop there. Have an onboarding process and then have an like onboarding and offboarding. So have these two process. So when they pay, what happens? So make the experience. So if you write emails after your intake form, your intake getting the information is like your onboarding process. After you've written the emails, what do you do after that? Okay, now you record the Loom that, okay, this is what have happened. This is how you can schedule the emails. And if you can schedule it for them, that's a value add. And most of the time, you can either do this for free or at a cost, or again, for me, I love to go above and beyond. So I'll tell them, hey, I've written the emails, but then I can just host it up on your ESP. Since most of my time is spent with publishing offers now, I have like quite some time to work on projects like this without getting stressed out. So I do it for them for free. So if you can do that as well, that's awesome. Just go ahead to do that. So for those that have stuck to the end here, I have a pretty special bonus. Let me just open it up here. Let me just walk you through what you guys will be getting. So in the bonus that you guys will be getting, you'll be getting like, this is something I send to anyone who reaches out to me that they want help writing like job posts. This is something that they pay like $100 for. I send them this questionnaire. We'll do a live example right now, and you get access to this. You also get like how to do research. There's this guy some credits using Human on the post. We also have like closing in the DMs. I've given credit to where credit is due. So when you guys are using this and you get results, please make sure to give a shout out to these guys. They are really awesome, and I trust them because of what I've gotten from learning from them. So I'll give you guys this link shortly. But before I do that, let's go into like a live post breakdown rewrite. So this was like the image that I was talking to you about. So you can see here that I have like variations of images. So I tried to say, okay, which one can tie to the idea or creation that idea of the post that I want to write. But before I do that, let's see who has a post that they want us to. Okay. You volunteer. Can you? All right. Let's make this interactive. Can you unmute yourself and tell me? So we are going through this, like we'll go through this. So can you tell me who your ideal client is? T on T.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. All right.
Yeah, so my ideal client right now is going to be my biggest wins lately have been Booker call sequences. So
Okay.
for coaches and consultants,
Okay.
yeah.
Coaches and consultants. Alrighty. And that means the service you provide is emails, or do you provide any other thing apart from that?
Yeah, I'm kind of like a full stack copywriter. So anything that they need from sales pages, landing pages, emails, I go through and look at it all to make sure that the emails will work, because emails aren't sent in isolation, right? You got the landing page before it that collects it, and the sales page that they're landing on as well. It all like plays a part.
Awesome. Do you write the ad copy as well? Is that something you do?
Yeah, for this last client, I helped to write the ads as well.
Awesome. And so mostly that would be about like the copy. Do you like manage the account, or that's something that someone else does?
No, that's something that someone else does.
Awesome. So what has been your best win so far for clients?
So, for a recent financial client, we took them from 13K a month with email to 313K in about 60 days.
Awesome. 60 days.
Yeah, and that was a Booker call funnel. For another client, we did a free challenge, and on the back end of it, we did a book a call funnel. We got 117 calls booked.
117.
We had 100
Alright.
people show up.
100 people showed up. Awesome.
Yeah. And we did about 157,000 in revenue.
150,000 K.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then what are your normal rates and introductory rates?
So my normal rates is around 150 per email.
150 per email.
Yeah. And my introductory rates is usually like a test project where I'll charge them like $80 per email.
Alrighty. $80. Awesome. What's something that interests you about the service you provide? What's really exciting about writing copy, and what hypes you up?
The results that we get for clients, man, and just knowing that like all the hard work that we put into building our business, to learning our skills, seeing it pay off, and knowing that we're making like a real difference. So one of my favorite quotes when I got into copywriting, I felt like copywriting was gross. Like we're like persuading people and forcing them to do stuff that they don't want. But it was a quote by Dan Kennedy that said, it's unethical to sell someone something that they don't need, but it's worse to have something that could change their life and not do everything in your power to get it to them.
I love that quote.
Yeah, and that's been one of my favorite quotes since I started copywriting. Is like, I'm not just writing in a vacuum. Like I'm really writing trying to help people get a better life, and in turn, I get a better life too.
Awesome. This is great. How many clients can you take on per month? And with this, I believe, since you mentioned I believe you're not the only one working. So is this an agency or a freelance gig service?
I've been working with an agency, but I want to start making posts for myself. So I'm gonna say I can take on 2 clients for this next month. I probably could do more, but I'd rather just say 2. And if I'm able to take on more, do that than to take on too much and not be able to deliver.
Yeah, I just remembered you've read with Christian Davis, right?
Yeah, with Christian Davis. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I saw like his video where he gave you a shout out, so that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
All right. Business investments you are proud of. It can be coaching, anything outside of business, something that you've used to level yourself up.
I did coaching with Ning Lee, so
Awesome.
I was struggling. Yeah, I was struggling with copy for a while, but after doing some coaching with Ning Lee, and being a part of Genesis for a little while and learning like the AI side of things, those 2 investments are the 2 things that really move the needle.
Awesome. So with this post, it sounds like we can tailor this post to writing. We want to get some email copy gigs, right? Or which ones do you want to which offer? What do you want to provide in your offer?
I feel like doing the best thing to do would probably be a book a call funnel emails. So I was kind of going back and forth because I just had a client reach out to me this week yesterday about a abandoned cart sequence that I wrote for her that brought in an extra 15K. So I've been kind of going back and forth between an abandoned cart offer versus a book a call funnel offer.
Okay. And with the book a call funnel emails, how many do you usually write for the client? Sorry.
Yeah, so typically for these clients, so for Tasha, we did like 7 emails on the front end, and then we did about 7 emails for the show up emails because we allowed for them to book a couple of days out.
Mm. Okay. Then what about the abandoned cards? How many emails does that also usually
Yeah,
include?
typically for an abandoned cart email, I typically like to do between 3 and 7, just depending on the offer.
Okay. All right. So based on this, we know that you can write other copy apart from emails. And what does your process for this one? We can just leave this out. But what's your process when it comes to like copy? What does your process look like? So step one, what do we do?
Yeah, so I think my process is pretty simple. So step 1 is I'm gonna look at the entire funnel. And so I want to like be a customer basically. When the customer lands at this part of the funnel, especially for the book a call funnel, what's the context? What are they thinking? What have they already seen? Um, what ads are they already seeing? So I think people don't really pay attention to the ads that they're seeing and what positioning those ads are putting them in, like what state are they putting them in. So we'll look at the market as like as a whole, being a customer, seeing what they're seeing. And then 2, I try to look at what are all the things that are going to keep them from booking a call. So what is the friction? Where's the friction? Where's the like the things that would push them back, and how do we overcome that friction? Whether that's like tweaking a word in the headline or addressing some big fear or something in the market. How do we release the friction so it's like a slippery slope of persuasion? And then from there, I use Alan's show up framework. So he made the post in NHB about the expectation, anticipation, and excitement. I use that for all of my follow-up emails, and it crushes every time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Is that all? Is there any
for the most part, yeah, that's it. I mean, and then just the typical copywriting stuff, right? So you're gonna, of course, look at the offer, look at the outcomes and the transformation that the offer is offering them, and then just kind of tying it all together. How does this program help them overcome this friction, right? Which parts of the offer will make the difference between them buying and not buying, and trying to just kind of put the blocks together.
Awesome. Is there something that Upnet asked for that you believe should be included in this?
Nothing I can think of off the top of my head.
All right. So I believe I have everything so we are going to be writing a job post to get to write emails for coaches and consultants. You're a full stack copywriter, so you can write other things apart from emails. Then usually your rates for emails is 150, but you are giving to them at 80 bucks, so that's cool. What interests you, knowing the result and knowing that your hard work pays off. Alrighty. So all right. So let's see what we can do with this information. The first thing that I love to do is like just getting clear on like the steps. Again, you don't need to start writing your post from the beginning. So I can start from anywhere. So let me change the formatting for this. Oh, 1 second. So let me just make this public. No, okay, let me make this public for a second so that 1 second, please. Just promised I need to give you guys the link. All right, here we go. So to everyone in the meeting. All right, so once the audit is done, we
कर दिया
all right, let me just bring this down. Um, so now that we have the process, we go into here's how it works.
Yeah, that looks good.
All right. So the next step, this in mind, we look up, make sure it converts this into both costs. And I go back to what is said here. So the emails, 7 emails, so 14. Because, and since not really, let me just whip up my calc. So oh, why is it so big? Let me reduce it. So 14 times 150. Where's my 0? Cost to 2,000. So again, my calculator, $80. 80 times 14 is 121. Cool. 1120. This means you only get to pay me come on now, $80 per email. Not 80 times 14 equals so if you're interested getting a hold of me. I believe you're a family guy, right? You have a family, you have a wife, you have a kid.
Yeah, I got.
Awesome. Because I just like thought of using something like that here. So if you're interested, getting a hold of me is pretty simple. Family will understand. Getting a hold of me, even from you understand. Simply hit me up in the comments section or send me a direct DM to get started. Alrighty. So here, Christian mentioned you as his protege. So let's use that angle.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, is this correct? Also J. That's one. We have Google, so let me just copy this and see if it is correct. So try and read it. Here we go. Correct spelling. Hmm. That's per month. In 60 days.
Within 60 days, yeah.
Some book a call need to be specific. Come on. You can give a special 60 right to you some book a call. Email sequence after taking one of the agency clients from 13K to 60 days. Here is how you can oh. One second, let me just mute some people on here. Osman. All right, there we go. Okay. Okay, after working with clients, so I'm tying in what you said in the beginning. So after working with clients in the coaching and coaching consulting and fine. All right, so with paying clients, you and I know it means more money in the bank for you to spend with. We're able to get this result based on plotting email sequence we use to book calls for clients. So if you have a backend program ranging all right, so hmm, all right, so Visual.
My neck. Wait, carry the top like that, carry it down. No, you have to carry it.
Sorry about that. Family member. All right. So go back to this 14. Book echo email. All right. Oh, so he said something about how this works here.
Yeah, you could include that. So we can do an abandoned cart sequence for those that land on the page but don't actually book their call. Yeah.
Sorry about the noise. 1 second. Awesome. Write an abandoned email sequence for geared towards bringing people back to the offer. As a sign up bonus. I used installed, so let me just still use installed. Alrighty. This needs a little bit of editing, but we have the headline. We have the headline, we have the lead, how it works, what we're offering. So here's my offer. That's the wrong one. So here's
No, I like it.
here's my offer. Awesome. It took a while, but this
That's good.
pretty much looking like just like some tweaking off so that it's like it fits your language. Maybe something's like this you don't say, but you just tweak it a little bit, but that's it. This should work. This headline, Christian Davis Project seeks to write you some book a call email sequence after taking one of the agency clients from 13K to 360K. Okay.
I like
Awesome.
that.
Awesome. Let me see if there's awesome. All right. So one thing that we can do right now is we can test this right now. We post this on NHB. Maybe without it, I've not turned on Grammarly, so I don't know maybe there are some errors, some little minor errors that I've done in here, in terms of like the correct spelling of things, but we can simply take this right now. Let's look at the time for NHB. It's right now 11 here for me. So the afternoon time should work. So once you post it right now, we should expect it to be approved somewhere within this range. So you just copy and paste this. If there's anything, you can hit me up and once it's posted, let me know. And the gang here will see it and then do comments on that. So that's like the like one of the benefits here, since everyone here has seen it. Once they see this headline, they know that it's coming from the call and they'll support it anyway that they can. Awesome, man.
Sure. I appreciate it. So what I'll do is, just because I mentioned Christian, I definitely I'll double check with him first to make sure he's cool with me dropping his name in there. So I'm sure he will be. I just want to ask him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yep. And then I'll drop it in there and I'll let you know how it goes.
Absolutely. Do you want me to like copy and paste this in a separate doc, or you've already done that?
I haven't done it yet because I've been watching this on my phone. But if you could copy and paste it and send it over, that'd be great, bro.
1 second, let me do that right now. Come on now. So doc. Awesome. There we go. Cool. All right, I'll send this to you after the call, since it's already pretty much like early your time, so you need to like go to sleep. So
yeah, no, it's 4 a.m. my time. But hey, bro, I appreciate that. That was a fire post. I'm looking forward to see what comes of it. I think what really works about these posts that you make is that not only does it get a lot of attention, but it really positions the person that's posting it as an expert, right? Like,
yeah.
So even if you don't get anything from this post, you get enough eyes to where you can down the line use that same attention to make more money. So yeah, this is genius. I appreciate it, bro.
You're welcome. It was a pleasure. All right. So any questions? I believe I've been able to like cover most of the questions. Again, let me just send you guys the link for the bonuses as promised. So I'm sending that again in the chat. You guys can, thank you so much for making it here. And for if anyone has any questions, you can simply raise up your hands and we can get this going. Any questions and answers from here. 1 second. And for those who want the replay, I'll post it up live and send it over once it's done, but you can get it here. Once it's done, you get access to it as well. So any questions at all, simply let's, so it's now time for like Q&A. I've talked a lot about positioning and how, okay, another question you guys had was about cold emails. So for cold emails, one thing that I love doing is like, I use my personal Gmail account. I research the person I'm trying to speak with very thoroughly. So it's not like, I don't use any systems. It's very personalized to them because I try to understand the person I'm reaching out to. And once I understand them and what they are looking for, I create like, for right now, I specialize again in publishing. So my focus right now is, okay, getting publishing clients. And if you've been following along as a building public, I mentioned I'm currently building the foundation for the next 5 years. So I'm taking it slow. There's no pressure to make any huge money, but right now we have about 2 publishing clients that we are working with. So I'm totally cool with that. But with my process, is simply, I look for the type of post and the clients I want to reach out to. Usually it starts with looking at the offers on Facebook Ads Library, seeing what they are doing. And if I notice a way that they can improve upon, okay, so let me just show you an example. I believe that will help you guys a lot. So 1 second. So usually when it comes to, let's say I'm looking to land some clients here. So right now I'm not using any, so let's say I want to work with restaurants, right? So maybe this is the restaurants near me. And it is going to show Ghana, like where I am, but no, not now. So if I go to Google Maps, no, this will not give me, so let me use US. It will not, I'm not using any, okay. So one thing that I usually do is I come and then look at, on Google Maps to see what people's website looks like. So the first one, let's look at this, Chills and Thrills. Is very near, I know this place. And right now they have no website to speak of. And their reviews here is about 3.9. So if you are someone who can improve the like the ratings here, it's very easy. Getting reviews is simply making sure that their customers know that they need to leave a review here. So the more reviews that they get, they improve this ranking. So it's an offer that you can make for someone that, hey, I can improve your Google rankings, I can improve your Google Map rankings. And it's simple. It's making sure that their current clients or customer base knows that there's something like this in there. So simply sending them here so that they don't find it themselves and give. So after they've booked a meal, they've eaten their meal, there's supposed to be someone who send them a link to leave a review here. So that's one way of improving the rankings. So another thing that I also do is like looking on their Facebook page to see, I'm not logged into Facebook here, so I can't show that now. But one thing that I can do is you simply look at Facebook and see the type of content that they post. And if you're a social media manager, you can simply create content for them. Again, be as much value as you can, and you take it from there. It's very easy to land client. The only thing that stops most of you is like the implementation. You're so afraid of putting yourself out there and implementing. So some of you right now, you've heard all that we've talked about, but you're not implement it, and that's cool. But what I would encourage you to do is take what you've learned here, try to implement it. As I've mentioned early on, there's do-over for job posts, right? You can delete it, you can make it again. There's like a do-over, it's not live. You can delete and rework everything. So Bilal asks, can we add link to our portfolio or sample in a job post? So because of Facebook algorithm of like limiting reach, I usually don't include links. But one thing that I do is in the job post, I will write that, hey, portfolio can be sent on request. So if, as I mentioned, the process of closing deals, you send them a link to your portfolio. So once you are messaging, they reach out to you, can then send them the link to your portfolio. I've seen some people also do that, but you can leave it in the comment section. It also works as well to keep that streamlined process going. All right. Any questions? You can just unmute and we take it from there. You're welcome, Bilal. Awesome. I'm just scrolling through here to see. Okay, for Joseph, you mentioned make an offer to rank on Google's first page within 20 days. If it's possible, it can be an offer that you can make. Another thing that I forgot to mention is look at opportunities. Don't make the same offer multiple times. There are a lot of people making posts about emails like AC funnels. It's something that they need, but look for a completely different angle and then add that's what is popular as a bonus to the offer. So let's say you're offering to write Facebook scripts and Facebook ad scripts for e-commerce. That should be your hook. Then the bonus can be, okay, I'll also write maybe email sequences in addition. So as Deontay mentioned, the entire funnel, what do they see when they land on the funnel? Once they land on the funnel, they are going to opt into the list. And when they opt in, they're also going to receive email. So how do you cater for the entire ecosystem? It's something that as you are evolving as copywriters, you get to full stack marketers, then you want to evolve even more. You can read Alan's post on that and you can go from there. Some of you here, I've seen you reach out to me about like wanting to get into the publishing game. Publishing simply means you having full scope of everything about what is happening in the marketing space, in the marketing world. And now you can connect people to make sure that offers are being seen and bought by the best people. I think I missed the part, the best time to post your job offer. Oh, let me add that in the bonus. So 1 second. So for here we go. So let me add that here. So it's included in the bonus you guys have. But I'll post it in the, it's in GMT Ghanaian time. So you just do the conversion to your time and it should be good. But I'll still post it here. So right now it is 11:31. So about 2 hours time or so. I've not checked Facebook yet since I was prepping for the call, but then again, you guys can use this as like a framework to see what is happening. And if you feel like you want to check if it is true, be on Facebook during these times. You see new posts popping in from the job board. It's magical when you see that happen, and you can take note of your specific time. All right. Any question? Any other question? Whoa. You've been at this from 9, 10, 11. That's 2 hours, 2 hours and 30 minutes. Interesting. And we still have you guys here. All right. Any example of hook for YouTube script short form? Simply go through, look at the, if you've taken a note, go to like the job board and search for Abdul, like I shared some example. I cannot write one specifically for this since like we've been at this for a very long time and I need you guys. Some of you are celebrating, some of you are still here up and are still at work. So I need to give you guys the leverage to spend more time with the family. But simply like go through the people I showed on the call. And can we get the recording? Yes, you can get the recording for that. It's going to be available. So you can get the replays here. You can get that there. All right. Any other questions before we leave? All right. So if there isn't any much question, and that will be a wrap for today. And once again, I just want to really thank you all for making it to the call. This was the first time I've made this live on Facebook, so it was great to see you guys actually show up. I usually do this privately, but it's good that I've seen you guys interested in this. And since since you're on my email list, I'll be sharing behind the scenes of what I'm doing with my publishing agency, and you can follow along. You can tag me on posts. If you have any questions, simply reach out. I'm always open to help. And yeah, my sis is graduating on 2nd, so there's a lot of family members. I need to go out and then also greet them as well. Been in the room since morning, and yeah, I need to also go and see them. And yeah, she's in fashion design, and she's currently building a fashion. She's been at it, so she's going to build a business around fashion design. So most of my clothes that will be coming out now, I'll commission her to work on them. So that's cool. So we have other things working on board. Is it okay to share your testimonials in the yes, for engagement purposes is very doable. Simply do that. That's encourageable. You can do that. I do that all the time as well, so you can do that as well. Alrighty. If there isn't any much questions, I really appreciate it. I just want to pray before we leave, and once we are done, we'll take it from there. All right, let's pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you, we bless your name, we give you the praise for a successful workshop. I thank you for blessing the hearts of these young men and young women here with me today. For us, they've started their career in this freelance world. I ask, Lord, that you continue to be with them, strengthen them, and if anyone, oh Lord, is suffering through any chronic illness, I pray for their healing. Lord, be with them in everything that they do, and let your name be praised. In Jesus' name, amen. So we'll talk later, and be blessed and be a blessing. Bye-bye.